Hello, friends. I am Chevy. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's fantastic. Hope everything is great. Things here are progressing ever so slowly. I did get the tile mounted last night. I left a fan blowing all day on it, with like a space heater fan, and it got nice and dried out. I was able to chip most of the glue off. I got the tiles all cleaned up, and I put them up at about 8 o'clock last night or 7 o'clock. I don't know. It was late. Maybe not that late. Maybe 6 or so. So those I got those up. They're still curing. From what I understand, from what I read, you're supposed to wait 3 days before it gets wet, but I still need to grout it. So I will grout it either tonight or tomorrow morning, and then we can use the shower on Saturday, theoretically. I don't freaking know. But it's been a process. It's been quite a process. So today, I had to fix the parents' van. I think I mentioned that the van was a 3-week progress to fix, and when I went up the other day to fix it, the bleeder valve broke off, the bleeder screw broke off in the caliper. So the plan was this morning I would wake up, I would take my tools. I have easy outs, which are just left-handed drill bits basically. And I went and bought new bleeder valves and then went up there and worked on that for about an hour to an hour and a half before we just gave up. And so there's just no possible way I can get this thing out. I was damaging threads. You know, I had gotten the drill bits in to the point that it was so thin, and I was trying to chip it out with a screwdriver. I was damaging the actual caliper, and I didn't trust it anymore. So we looked it up, and it was only like $50 for a new caliper. So we went and bought a caliper, put that on, bled the brakes. The van is done. I got that done like 2 o'clock this afternoon. So that project is complete. Now my thumbprint won't open my phone anymore because it's full of grime and I need to clean it, but I don't have a shower. I mean, I have an upstairs shower. I did take a shower today. But man, this is just not the week I expected in any way, shape, or form. I got the software moved. I'm not going to tell you about it yet. We'll talk about it next week. You can go look at it or whatever if you want. But I got it moved last night. There was a bunch of configuration stuff that I had to kind of redo. This project it was my second big project. So I had done a project for my employer, for employees to build reports for their activity log, kind of like a call log, but an activity log. And then somebody said, we would like an app that does this. And I said, I can build that. So I built them an app that did what they asked, but it's built. So this was like my second big PHP learning project. I didn't fully understand routing, like in terms of software routing, how you'd have a single entry point into an app, and then from there the app would build out the page as needed. So it's all just a bunch of pages that you visit that have code embedded in them that runs and does things, and so it's a hot ass mess. And it meant that doing some of the configuration stuff, I had to do it on multiple pages because there's not a lot of code There's a lot of code duplication. It was a mess, but I got it working. But I couldn't get the email to. I could get the email to send, but it was getting caught in spam filters. This is the funny one. So on the page, there's a contact form, and if you fill out that contact form, I get an email. So the page is, da-da-da.com. And the contact email is contact@da-da-da.com. And if you fill out that form, it would send an email to contact@da-da-da.com, and that email, it was going from my host is also my DNS host. Like, they host my domain name. I use their name servers. I use their mail servers. Everything is them. That email got caught in their spam filter. So the website couldn't email itself. So I disabled, I was using PHP Mail. I installed PHP Mailer and got that working. I had to reconfigure a lot of stuff for that to try to make it work. It works, I think. I have tested registration. I've tested, password resets and logging in and entering stuff. I have not tested the file system yet. I have to test that still before we go live. But I think it works. I think that everything is there as it was. But as I've gone over it the last day and a half of fixing, it's like, man, it really needs some love. And I don't necessarily need to rewrite it. I mean, there are large portions of it that I could cut off by building an entry point so that it has some sort of workflow that makes sense to build the page. Last year, I built a little miniature framework to do that, and I think that I can port this to that pretty easily. And then someday in the future, I can build some classes and models and actually have like a workable app, as opposed to just a bunch of random PHP pages that do their own thing and barely share code. It needs love, and it makes me feel silly that I'm charging for it. It's such an atrocity that I feel wrong charging for it. So before I ever attempt to seek more clients, I want to at least tighten it up. There's some security issues right now with the way that it works, and so I need to fix some of that. We'll get there. It's going to happen, right? I hope. I don't know. What do you got going on? You got any projects this weekend? Are you doing anything exciting? The kids should be here and probably do fireworks. I think that's what we do every year. I honestly don't remember. Let me know what you got going on. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you. And I see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know to sound smart is panoply. It is a noun meaning a complete or impressive collection, a splendid or abundant array. The gallery offered a panoply of African face masks. Panoply. Panoply. Can that not... Is a buffet a panoply?